Doing the weekly ranked boss feels like tradition at this point. And so that continues with this week's Elite Lych, which is on end of the road, and it's pretty tanky. Not an easy boss whatsoever, 270% HP with a little bit less speed. But with that modifier, we're looking at 60 plus million for the final boss. That'll be a doozy. Anyway, there's no draw though, so Benjamin is what we're gonna do to make money. And also, leaderboard here. I'm not gonna tell you the exact score I'm going to aim for, but looking at the leaderboard, I can definitely assure you that we're gonna slot in easily in the top 10 if I can pull this off. And for the first time in a long time, I'm actually not gonna skip the first several rounds. I'm gonna show you the farming from scratch. Because the first thing we do is very important. We want Benjamin behind the cactus, because we don't want his Trojan to see the entrance, because if you didn't know, Trojan technically lose you money, even though it makes popping the balloons easier. As you see, we're also $5 off from Banana Farm, so we're actually not gonna drop a tower this round. Thank you, Road Spikes, because otherwise we wouldn't have the money for the farmer in round 1. I could do the free Darmagi for 1 tier, but nah. I think we can save on that tier. Unfortunately, we're out of Road Spikes, so we need to drop another tower to do damage this round, and that would be... come on. I'm gonna do an Engineer over here. Now, normally you want to buy increased production, but again, tiers matter, so I'm gonna skip the top path and just go for an uncrossed path bank. Now, I will tell you in advance that I did some planning for this run already. I guess you could say I had a little bit too much time or free time on my hands this week, so I spent like 2 hours or so going through this run. So hopefully we don't have to restart too many times, because I've already done that several dozen times before what you've seen here. And yes, indeed, we are quite greedy. Monkey Bank with just a 000 NG save up. Just need 1 more banana, awesome. So without 230 bank, filling it up is pretty slow. I think it'll take at least another 10 more rounds until we can afford IMF loan. Thankfully, Benjamin will help a little bit with his bank hack. And I guess because we can, super duper early balloon trap, round 25. Looks like the bank right now is about 2 rounds from being collected. And here's the fable, the IMF into Monkeyopolis strategy that I keep on talking about. Not only is it the meta right now, I guess in terms of early game farming, but it's also very efficient in terms of tiers, which is why we're still doing that. This is how it's done, in case you're wondering. Spam deposit until, I guess, around 8k, then it's not efficient anymore. And I think at the end of round 31, we can go. Yep, close enough to full. Collect. And this is the round here that we're gonna suck it up. Play IMF loan, Monkeyopolis, and quickly Banana Farm, replace the trap, and Plantation. Almost can afford it. Sadly, Benjamin is not in the Monkeyopolis range, so I need to buy bigger radius. But I'll greed for Plantation first before spending money on that. This will turn into our eventual Banana Central 520, obviously. Hella efficient in terms of tiers versus the money made. I would say it's almost a staple in least tiers bosses. And right, okay, now we can do the bigger radius. Oh my god, it still doesn't reach. Is Benjamin really that far away? Okay, that's not ideal. Because every little bit of money that I lose out on right now will snowball pretty badly. So redo that. Now, I think this time around we are somehow more efficient. I can collect for 11.7. I think last time was only 11k. So the true reason for restarting was just to squeeze out more money anyway. So let's see, a little bit further down this time, play the round. And it's not in range right now, of course, but again, with 1 more range upgrade, that definitely looks a lot closer to working this time. Yep, buy range, perfect. Now we can continue on. Next step, BRF, because we want to greed for it, we are just going to tank all the camos. Screw the cleansing foam, we can get that later. But you see that? $168 now instead of, I think, $140, so $28 per round is the reason I restarted that. Looks like the middle of this round, come on. Perfect. And there come the Trojan spawns, oh no. $9 from that zebra. That cost us like $30, because that would have made way more than 9 otherwise, rip. Anyway, we gotta try to be efficient any way we can in terms of creating money, so overclock right in time for tier 1. So hoping with this tier 1 income, I can make money fast enough to buy the defense that I need. Because let me tell you, it's very expensive. Play the round, look how much HP tier 1 has, 81,000. And especially in the name of saving tiers, we want to go for towers that can be turned into paragons, which is why, for this tier 1 defense, surprise, surprise, we're doing Sentry Champion. You gotta let me cook. This'll work, trust. Sadly, I don't think we have any choice but to lose money and not get anything from the Trojan Moab. Ouch, $12 instead of what could have been like 500. Another Moab here. Yeah, there's just no way to pop it in time. Sentry Champion around 43. That was fast. And unfortunately, I did testing, and Sentry Champion cannot beat all 81k HP of Lich here. Especially not if I don't crosspath it, which I'm not going to, because that would cost too many tiers. Instead, I gotta use 2 tier 5s to beat Lich here. That's how inefficient or how tanky a tier 1 is. So right now the goal is a Ford Sky Shredder. Obviously far from the most efficient tier 5, and also those chain Moabs. I think they fixed the bug where if you reload the round, you won't get any chains, because look, they're back again. How about a pad ability, or rather bend ability? +1 damage? Nope. This might be impossible. Actually, hang on. I forgot to buy Jungle Drums. That would help. Duh. How about now? Still think I'm gonna use an ability here? Don't die? Nope, we're dead. So I just restarted from round 40 again just to make it easier, and buy Jungle Drums right after Sentry Champion. Because not buying Jungle Drums for like 2 whole rounds probably lost me a lot of damage. If I can get to the first skull earlier, then hopefully I'll have more time for the chain insides. Here we go. Again. Yeah, they spawned way earlier this time. They're not even close to going through. Oh, actually, crap. I lied. F Moab. Please. I think I just have to use bend ability earlier to get the +1 damage longer. And so that pops it in time. Nice. So we still need Shredder to finish off tier 1, although before that, I need to greed. So the goal right now is to get Big Trap first. And trust me, the money will also be there for Shredder by the time tier 1 ends. And wait a minute, how did Benjamin Trojan that? Excuse me? I thought I had it so that Trojan couldn't see the entrance at all, but it got sucked up like immediately. Yeah, I have no idea. Anyway, come on, Trap. Stuck in this F Moab? Bro, I missed it. Unlucky. That might cost me from getting Shredder in time. Hopefully not, though. Skull number 2. Chain Moabs spawn again, but this time they're really far back. So we should have plenty of time to pop them. Good. Okay, Shredder's gonna have to pick up a big load here. Let me wait till the start of 50 first. Because 49 is a big money round. Come on. Halfway mark now. Suck in the Moab. Click from the trap. Damn, I overshot that by a mile. There's Shredder with 13k to spare. Is that not crazy, though? In the 2 rounds that I got the big trap, it made $25,000 from round 48 and 49. And ladies and gents, that's how you beat tier 1 with only towers that you intend to turn into paragons. So yes, as you see, those paragons are going to be NG and the Ace. Those 2 are indeed what we're going to do to beat tier 1. And oh boy, that was close. 4k, 2k, and 0. Sweet. And now, Banana Central should be forwarded well before tier 2 comes in. In terms of paragons, you're also probably wondering, why not use the new Spike Paragon? Haven't you shown it's pretty good against bosses? Especially since one end of the road where the tracks overlap. And the answer to that is sadly, or rather surprisingly, no. Spike Paragon, at least for this event, is pretty bad. Here's why. First off, we're playing against Lich, so in case you didn't know, one of the abilities of Spike Factory gets sucked up. Or rather, you can't use the ability against Lich, because Lich will heal from that. And 2, I think the biggest Spike Factory weakness is the fact that you can't Chinook it around, at least not until the Heli Paragon gets released. So until then, I feel like the Spike Paragon is very map dependent. Even on a map like this, if you put it here, it's only going to be active or doing damage like half the time, which is pretty poor. Anyway, this round, collect from the trap, a bit premature there. Let's replace trap again. There we go. B Central in the middle of 57. And that's it. We're done with farming for this run here. Genuinely, Ultra Boosted B Central with this and this is enough to buy both Paragons. So check this out here. Overclock, replace trap, We're still 5k off from Ultra Boost, no big deal. Play the round. 500,000 HP this time. And now let's go ahead and build the ISAB plane. It's about time. Now, a lot of the time, I don't take chances, and I just, like, buy a 205 for safety. However, this time, I think I'm gonna risk it and only buy one upgrade. I think the reason why a lot of people skip this tier for at least tiers is that it's actually not a really big DPS increase with the Flying Fortress. I don't know the exact percentages, but surely it's not that much if the pros are skipping them. Hopefully, I don't need to Ultra Boost the plane in order to beat tier 2 here. That'd be ideal. I think you'd rather get 10 stacks first, and then start giving other towers damage buffs. So how many tiers does this end up being, you might ask? Well, let's take a look. Get the other ace upgrade, and now we're at 60, and 2 tiers for the 2 paragons, and there's our score. Is every single tier gonna be this tight? Possibly. I'll save Star Bomber for the Lich Soul here. Come on, 3k nuke. Nice. And that should do it. Right as we get 10 stacks too. Awesome. So now I'm gonna alternate stacks, because I want pops on the Flying Fortress as well. We will lose a little bit of money, though, from the B Central, because technically, if you try to Ultra Boost 2 at a time, it won't have full Ultra Boost uptime on both of them. It'll be like 75% or so. But if you ask me, it's probably worth the trade-off. Okay, this is really annoying. Benjamin is still throwing out his Trojan, from what I see. I'm pretty sure he's cost us like several $1,000s throughout this run. Not a good look. But again, hopefully it doesn't matter. Actually, hold on. The Trojan seems to be bouncing back and forth, so doesn't that mean it's not actually reaching its target? And the big trap is sucking it up before it gets a chance to do that? I'm assuming that's the case. Kind of mildly infuriating that it's doing that in the first place, right? So it looks like we're gonna be about 100k plus K off of the Master Builder for the start of tier 3, but the rounds are fast, so we should be making money, well, because it's fast. Because bring on tier 3, there's no way we're gonna do 3 million damage with this setup without the NG Paragon, so basically right now the plan is make as much money as possible and install the rounds so that we make more money, so that we can get as much, or a good enough slider for the Master Builder to reach the damage threshold. I'm thinking 20. 20 is what we'll aim for, and also because the rounds are short here, I don't think it's worth Ultra Boosting the Flying Fortress right now. Just make more money. That's probably more important, I'm not sure. I think we at least want to get one more stack on the Flying Fortress though, just so that we have the Ultra Boost stack for when the skull hits, because we have to deal with the first skull first off without NG Paragon. At least I think I need the extra damage there. So watch this. Here's the skull. We'll drop a nuke down to squeeze in damage. And there we go. We only lost, I think, 2 ticks of damage there. The way things are looking right now, I'm thinking at the end of 87, we can get NG Paragon. Wait for the 4 ZMGs to make money from that. I'll also lose the ability to Ultra Boost my farm. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to Ultra Boost at the last second, just to make the Ultra Boost last longer on the farm. Squeeze out a bit more money, because right now it already has the Ultra Boost stack. No reason to do it now. Wait for 87. There it is. Drop one more trap, please. Ultra Boost, and here we go. How much do we need for degree 20? I'm gonna first guess we gotta spend the least amount possible, so 120k? Oh, I just nailed it. Nice. Love to see us guess correctly in the first try. Now, hopefully, this is still enough time to beat the last half of tier 3 Lich. Hopefully it is. The edge explosions, yeah, at this stage, they're gonna be pretty substantial, so we're fine, we're chilling. Let's save the Sentry Explosion, because it's already near the skull, and you can't, or rather, you can't overflow. Wait for it to come off, do this, and then bam. 80% of the skull right there, and yeah, I'm not even kidding. Every single tier is like a kill at the last second. Isn't that interesting? Now, I think I'm gonna do a big brain play here. Before the HP is completely killed, oh, I lied. I didn't mean to kill off Lich there. I wanted to be really anal about it and like get more pops on the ace, just for a higher degree. Like, it makes sense, right? The longer you keep the boss alive, the more damage you can get on the aces. So that's what I'm also going to do for tier 4. I'm going to intentionally stall it, because you can do that with the NG Paragon, so that it pops at the last possible second, and we can farm an incredible amount of pops. I think we can also squeeze in some pops this round. The 2 aces here can't see camo, so we'll use Star Bomber to squeeze in some DDT damage. And take a look at that, by the way. 40 rounds after getting it up, the Banana Central has surpassed the 1 million money earned mark. Crazy how much you can do with just one farm A. So again, to make this last as long as possible, I'm not even gonna bother replacing the NG Sentries. Just let it damage naturally. And if it actually ends up doing too much damage, because right now, I think the it's popping it too quickly. I'll probably again manipulate by selling I should sell these mini sentries because they don't cause giant explosions, or at least not substantial. They'll heal Lich instead, which means more opportunity again for me to accrue pops. We'll see if we need to do that. Again, right now it looks like we will, because it's getting halfway well before Lich is halfway. Okay, let's just do it early. So each heal is about 200k extra damage we gotta do. And if you want to run the numbers, our big plane is probably doing like, I don't know, 3,000 DPS single target. That means for every minute the boss is alive, we're farming an extra 200k pops approximately. And again, you never know if that extra 1 degree may make a difference. Still looks like we're ahead of pace, so we'll do a couple more sells here. Sell, sell, sell. Sell like the stock market's crashing. Too soon. Anyway, last call. And we're going to try to milk as much as we can here. Down to 1 million, but I think we can go a little bit more. Sell one. Sell another one. Sell another one. 500, 400, 300. Okay. I think 2 more sells. And that's enough, right? We don't want to push it too close. I'm kidding. Who am I kidding? Let's keep pushing it. Okay, we're done now. We're done now, though. We're done now. Let's add a sentry here just to make sure we don't accidentally lose. Oh, no. I was too greedy. All right, there we go. It's also in our best interest for these rounds here that we probably don't leave any sentry up. Yeah, sell all of them. Not even any mini sentries, because they spawn from the big sentry. Maybe we'll wait till like 118 to start spawning them. For now, every pop must go on the aces. The negative about Trojan 2 is that it removes pops, like extra pops from the equation. If it Trojan's a BFB, we miss the 4 mobs. And the money on top of it. Alright, it's 118. Now we have to set up the sentries. So right over here, where Lich spawns, all 3 of them. Hopefully I didn't do it too slowly, because I still need to wait 2 full cooldowns for the other sentry. Come on. There's 2. And I'm gonna be a little bit off, I think, right? Just a smidgen. Like, 2 seconds. Oh, actually, no, perfect. You could not have written that up any better. And so with the optimizations we did in pop farming, we've got 7 million on the big plane, 1 million here. And overall, yeah, almost 9 million pops just from aces. And now we sell these for cash ladder money, and this should be a pretty beefy ace degree. 60 would be nice, but I think this works with anything above 40. 54. And here we go. For a top 10 score, bring on the 65 million HP Lich. Sentry Explosion immediately. I think they do about 200k each, so it's important to not miss those. Once again, for the sentries, you have to telegraph where Lich is going to be about 1 minute in advance. So, red sentry over here. Keep the ace on Wing Monkey because we are lazy to micro. First goal now. Oh, no, that was bad timing. I used the car bomb right when Lich was invulnerable. My bad. That's probably restart worthy, but forget. If that's seriously going to be the difference maker, then I'll just run it back again from the start next time. Okay, this car bomb, do not do it. Do not do it. Because again, we're going to hit the skull. We actually probably could have landed it, but I want to play safe this time. Come on, break down the FZMG. The chain. Now we can drop the Sentry Explosion and the Sentry. Nice chunk there. Ah, shit. Right now it's kind of looking like we could have used the first explosion, because on End of the Road, it's very easy to tell how your progress is. Lich is almost halfway, but we are currently missing 1 full skull. That's not good. Good news. We got another car bomb again. But come on, stay on pace. Stay on pace. Nope, we're slightly behind pace. And me. Alright, good news. I think I'm going to use this car bomb on this skull here. Or was that a waste? That was a waste. God damn it. I got greedy again, and it cost me. I really gotta stop doing that, but I can't help myself. But because we used Carpet Bomb early, this time we can use Carpet Bomb before the Skull. And it's in time easily. All 5 tiers down to the wire, yep. Rank bosses do be like that. Second last Skull. I think there's a chance we can make it in time. Come on. Another explosion. I think we've been perfect in the Sentry explosions at least. But sadly, it's better to be perfect in the Ace Carpet Bombs than Sentry explosions, since they're so much more important. I think if they are so important, maybe I should save my Carpet Bomb for, like, the Lich Soul. Because this is dangerous. If I use it to get here, then how do I beat the Soul? Well, I can use the Sentry Explosion for 200k damage, and I think that helps. That works. Nice. 8 million to go. 5 million? Oh boy. Are we even gonna get another Carpet Bomb off? Because this looks like it might be out of range. Come on, please. Please, Carpet. Give me the extra million. 800? Do I sell the Sentry Paragon? No, I messed up. So the thing with selling the NG Paragon is that the damage counts first before the heal. So if you do it at a low enough HP, then you can get to 0 before the heal. Maybe I just won't do it. There we go. Not needed, not needed. Tier 5 definitely the closest tier, but that was because, again, I missed 2 Carpet Bombs. Regardless, final stats, we generated $2 million from just those simple farming towers, and dropped down 108 million damage. 55 mil on the Ace, and 44 on the NG. Pretty balanced, if you ask me. And as I showed at the start, we jumped all of those 65 and 66 scores to place in the top 10. Very cool. Anyway, let me know how your experience went with this week's boss, and I will see you next time. Until then, click here for more awesome boss content.